In Israel, the LGBT community marches with pride.
In the 1970s, some gay victims of the Nazis were feeling very left out. All the emphasis was beginning to rise about the persecution of the Jews, quite rightly. And some of them said, well, you know, there was sort of a Holocaust against homosexuals as well, a sort of Holocaust. Well, it's not true. The Nazis never tried to wipe out every homosexual in Germany.
And Hitler discovered that he could not get straight soldiers to be savage and brutal and vicious enough to carry out his orders, but that homosexual soldiers basically had no limits in the savagery and brutality they were willing to inflict on whoever Hitler sent them after.
The German Nazi Party was homosexual. Hitler was a homosexual. The top Nazi leadership, all of them were homosexuals. It was a radical homosexual movement that gained political power, military power, and they were creating a homosexual special race. So it wasn't this thing about an Aryan race of white people, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white people. Hitler was trying to create a race of super gay male soldiers. That's what he was creating. And when you understand what the real agenda of the homosexual movement was in the 40s, 30s and 40s, and you see it's happening now here in the United States of America.
Same-sex marriage is now legal across the United States. In a landmark decision, the US Supreme Court has ruled that gay couples have the constitutional right to marry anywhere in the country. The United States is now the 21st country in the world to recognize same-sex marriage nationwide.
President-elect Joe Biden has tapped Pennsylvania Health Secretary Rachel Levine to be his Assistant Secretary of Health, leaving her poised to become the first openly transgender federal official to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
New Jersey is now the second state to mandate its students learn LGBT history. California is the first. The New Jersey law requires teachers instruct middle and high school students about the social, political, and economic contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered people.
It's called SOGI, for Sexual Orientation and Gender Identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle and that gender is fluid. In other words, your gender is not dependent on what parts you were born with, but rather what you feel like in the moment.
There's people that are boys, there's people that are girls, there are people whose gender might be a little bit of both or might even be neither.
Lessons include books about transgender children, such as 10,000 Dresses, and songs like The Rainbow Song.
Gender won't decide the choices we make. Some boys like dressing up, some girls like catching snakes.
The SOGI curriculum started in British Columbia in 2016 and is quickly spreading throughout Canada.
All those beautiful qualities that make young girls, beautiful girls and women, are being basically vilified. The things that make our boys boys are being, taken from them. So things of equating young men to being strong protectors is something that's now evil.
The idea is to teach kids that there are gay kids and there are trans kids and there are trans parents and gay parents in our society, and everybody's wanted and desired. After all, that's what our Human Rights Code says, and it's the role of schools to teach the following of our laws.
Who wants to be a drag queen when they grow up?
We must respect the dignity of every person. And the fact to be homosexual doesn't mean that this dignity must be not recognized and promoted.
The Pope did everything to help the Nazis and nothing to help the Jews by signaling through his silence that God, of whom he was the representative on earth, did not object to genocide. He discredited and betrayed his own God.
When you take a good look into the Vatican's magnificent paintings and you see all these naked men, naked old men, naked young men, and you see also naked women, what appears to be naked women. But when you take a better look, you see that those are not women, those are men. Those are transsexuals. And you realize that behind all these biblical scenes, those whatever Judgment Day scenes, whatever they say it is, you have different scenes of a transsexual society.